So I'd like you to give an example on how humans can adapt to their environments, but if you'd like to give an example of another animal, plant, that would be fine. Let's move on, because I'm going to have you do this after I'm done, and you can go back and pause this video at any time. So let's go to the reading. Adaptations are any behavioral or physical characteristics of an animal that help it to survive in its environment. These characteristics fall into three main categories: body parts, body coverings, and behaviors. Any or all of these types of adaptations play a critical role in the survival of an animal. Adaptations can either be physical or behavioral. A physical adaptation is some type of structural modification made to a part of the body. A behavioral adaptation is something an animal does, how it acts, usually in response to some type of external stimulus. When you look at an animal, you usually can see some of its adaptations, like what it is able to eat, how it moves, or how it may protect itself. Different animals have many different ways of trying to stay alive. Their adaptations are matched to their way of surviving. Each group of animals has its own general adaptations. These groups are fish, amphibians, birds, and mammals. Some of these adaptations make it easy to identify which group of animal belongs to. A good example of an animal adaptation is the way in which an animal moves from one place to another. Animals have evolved, which means changed over time, their adaptations. This means a long period of slow change resulted in an animal's adaptation. The spots on the snow leopard, for example, did not emerge overnight. Instead, this process took generation upon generation of snow leopards physically adapting to their environment for characteristic spot patterns to evolve. Those snow leopards with spot patterns were able to hide more successfully, therefore surviving longer than those without spots. This allowed the longer surviving snow leopards to reproduce and create more snow leopards with spot patterns like their own. So basically, let me pause there. So I just want to summarize that for you. So they're taking the snow leopard as an example. So snow leopards have spots. And basically, the snow leopards with patterns of spots were able to hide better. And so therefore they lived longer than the ones without spots. So basically, the ones without spots were dying more, and the ones with spots were living longer and reproducing or having more babies with spots. So that's an example of how snow leopards adapted to their environment. The ones without spots were dying more and quickly, and the ones with spots were being able to hide and reproduce, have more babies with spots, and so more leopards with spots were living, and then the ones without spots were dying. All right, let's continue at Indeed. You should be following along with me with your eyes with the text. Indeed, this process of change over time is the key to how many organisms develop adaptations. Some adaptations can arise quickly through genetic mutations. These mutations also may be deadly. In the section that follows, different types of distinctly visible adaptations and